post Indianapolis Colts quarterback Andrew Luck acknowledges impatience in previous returns from injury and vows to avoid missteps this time around. Indy star Indianapolis, Andrew Luck didn't say anything, so don't ask. Well, hang on. The Indianapolis Colts quarterback did speak on Monday, and he did say something. He said lots of things, fascinating and delightful things, being every bit introspective, mostly private, occasionally bare my soul Stanford graduate he is. Luck blamed himself at least partially for his rehab setback last fall, saying he went too fast, saying he skipped steps. But the best moment Monday was when he looked down at his right shoulder and started yelling at it, narrowly edging the times he quoted Hemingway, referenced Hayward, Gordon, and used the word governor in a way most of us, even those who use words for a living, wouldn't dare. When's he coming back? Will he ever again be the Andrew Luck of 2014? Listen, thought I made this clear, he didn't say anything. So don't ask. History. Luck's decision to play through injury has affected his road back email, newsletter. Sign up for Indy Star's Colts Insider instead. Come with me inside an auditorium at the Colts complex on 56th Street. You'll have to avoid all the construction that has pulled up so much earth that I'm thinking this had to be farmland once. Because in some places, the smell. Phew. No, Andrew Luck's shoulder isn't the only major project. At 56th Street, where the steel beams and girders of an enormous expansion are in place, what's the expansion going to look like? Don't ask me. It's a lot like Andrew Luck, a shell of whatever's coming. Enough about the construction. Sit here in the auditorium, where Colts Vice Chair Carly Gordon has introduced the 35th anniversary patch the Colts will wear this season above their heart. Commemorating the franchise's 1984 move from Baltimore. The patch is on a blue number 13 jersey worn by a mannequin. We're sitting in this auditorium, waiting for Luck and making lame T.Y. Hilton jokes, when there he is. Andrew Luck, overhearing us and smiling at us and joining in, because that's what he does. I thought T.Y. would give me moral support, Luck says as he steps to the podium, giggling that giggle of his, and we're off in an adventure where, Luck says the same stuff he's said before, that he's improving daily and not skipping any steps and convinced he will come back better than I was, better quarterback, better teammate. Timeline. Luck's injury the Colts hid for more than a year. Patience. Luck says he's making progress, but won't rush anything. Told you. He didn't say anything. Not about the shoulder, nothing comforting. Anyway, though he did say he understands the frustrations of Colts fans tired of this ordeal, and frustrated by the lack of information forthcoming. I understand it, and I've been a fan, Luck was saying. I've had teams growing up and didn't understand why someone wasn't out there and where they were and why they couldn't give me more information on it. I appreciate their patience. I do appreciate the perspective people have. Shoot, I sit here and the injured Boston Celtics forward, Gordon Hayward saga. I sit in the seat of a fan. But then he said, as you guys know, I'm fairly private by nature and I'm not going to share much. Just because you're not sharing, doesn't mean you're not doing things in the 21st century. I understand maybe the frustration, but I would just ask for patience. A lot of patience, is what I would suggest. Luck says he hopes to be back for the start of training camp in August, but that's ambitious given that he's still not throwing in NFL football, more than 4 months after returning from rehabbing in the Netherlands and heading to California to work with throwing Gerd Tom House. Luck said he's throwing little footballs, which got me thinking. Close tight end Eric Ebron and defensive lineman Henry Anderson meet reporters as the Indianapolis Colts prepare for off-season workouts. Clark Wade / Indy star, how small is that football you're throwing? I'm asking Luck, and now I'm raising my hands and putting them together to show him a football the size of softball. When I was a little kid I had a plastic one about that size. There you go, Luck says, cutting me off. Really? Yeah. A little plastic one. I repeat. I don't know if it's plastic, he says. Might be a little nicer than that. Yeah, little ones and weighted balls and, he pauses, I don't think you need to get into the minutia. Yeah we do, I'm telling them. Do, your hands. Show us the football. Look, just the nicest guy in the world, does it? He cups his hands the size of a softball. That's what he's throwing. Is that bad news? Could be, But here's some good news, Luck is big, and he's ripped. Whatever's going on with his shoulder, it's not stopping him from lifting weights. He says he weighs 237 pounds, and he looks every ounce of that in a tight blue t-shirt, size medium, that shows biceps and shoulders and pecs. Oh my, Luck wouldn't give a timetable for his return, though he says he has one, or put a percentage on his recuperation, but he did say his goal is to be 100% for the start of training camp in early August. I don't anticipate you guys seeing me doing too much out there until August, he said, but I really want to be ready for training camp without the governor on. Without the governor. You know, a device for maintaining speed regardless of changes of load, as by regulating the supply of fuel or working fluid. That's a definition I didn't get from dictionary.com. Maybe he wants to play football without the governor on? Well, Stanford's gonna Stanford, but that wasn't Luck's most Stanford moment of Monday. It came when he was trying to explain again, for the third or fourth news conference in a row, they're starting to run together, why he's certain he'll come back better than ever. I've continued to build a foundation, a strong foundation I can build off, he said. I feel stronger. I feel more fit. I think that in turn has helped me mentally to feel way more confident in myself and not look at my shoulder and say, why are you failing me? Luck glares at his shoulder for effect. Now he looks up to blank stares from the media. You know, he says, Hemingway and the old man in the sea dash when he's fishing and his arm gives out. Now Luck is looking down at his shoulder and smiling at it. He was just kidding earlier, you cute little shoulder. He didn't mean it. Listen, don't tell this to Luck's shoulder, but here's how that literary reference turns out. Hemingway's old man is named Santiago, and after interminable months of physical effort and emotional soul-searching, Santiago catches an enormous marlin. He straps it to the side of a small boat to sell his meat, but sharks pick at the marlin's carcass. By the time Santiago finally reaches shore, he's pulling nothing but a giant fish head and some worthless bones. Got that info straight from the Andrew Luck Book Club. Hey, at least his latest State of the Shoulder address wasn't referencing another Hemingway novel. A farewell to arms. Find indie star columnist Greg Doyel on Twitter, @GregDoyelStar or at facebook.com/greg.doyel.